Hello guys, and welcome back, or welcome here if you are new. My name is Amy. So in today's video I'm going to be talking all about a new book series I've started reading recently, and it is a Christian fiction, a contemporary romance, and it is by author Becky Wade, and the series is a Bradford sisters romance. So how I came across this series was I found a book number 2 of Falling for You in one of our local used bookstores. So I read the cover, read a couple of pages, and I said, you know what? This book sounds really good, and I was right. It was so good. So of course, after I read that one, I said, you know what? I've got to find this series. I got one of them from Thrift Books and the other one from Amazon. They were both on discount for a great price, so I grabbed those up, and now I have all three. So I'm so happy about that. Can't wait to keep reading the series. But for now, I just want to talk all about the book that I read so far, Falling for You. So in Falling for You, the main characters are Willow, and she is the oldest of the Bradford sisters. She's 31, and she is a worldwide known model. So she's very well known, famous, she's wealthy, and her love interest is Corbin, and he is a former NFL player. He was a quarterback who'd won like the Super Bowl, that sort of thing. So again, he is very well known and wealthy. So right off the bat, I wasn't sure I could connect with those characters. You know, when you think about careers, certain preconceived notions may come to mind. So when you think of like celebrities, like models or athletes, maybe you already have a preconceived notion. So I was thinking, I don't know if I can connect with that. But I really could. The way that she wrote their characters, they were very, relatable. They weren't just all about, the wealth and the fame and all of that. So that was really good. Basically, this is a second chance romance, which really that storyline is not my favorite. However, in this book, I could look past it and it really didn't bother me. They were together for about 4 months initially. And then something happened between them, and she couldn't forgive herself, she couldn't forgive him, and then of course there was things on his end. And so basically through this story, it's a thread about them trying to work through what happened and then coming to realize that they still do have feelings for each other, and kind of watching that evolve. It was pretty heavy. I mean, it wasn't just some light and airy type romance. This is about restoration, about forgiveness, selflessness, respect. I mean, there's so many aspects to this story. It's not just all warm and fuzzy, but there were times that really it got me hard, and I was just like, wow. I was laughing, I was even crying at some parts, because you just kind of feel their pain. When a writer can really pull out that emotion, I think that is really telling. So in this story, of course, besides their romance, you have a couple of side stories. And so the first one I'll talk about is kind of how Corbin and Willow kind of get back together, and that is he has a niece who is a fan of Willow, and she has discovered like a family secret. Well, the niece and Willow, they have something in common, and so with that, the niece thinks Willow can help her solve this mystery. So she goes to her uncle and says, can you get me in contact with Willow? I want to ask her if she will help me with this. Initially, that is how they kind of come back together. He agrees, and then reluctantly, she does agree to help out the niece. But it's funny because from the get-go, she sets these ground rules with Corbin. Well, anytime you do that, the guy is going to take that on as a challenge. And so, of course, immediately, he wants to break those rules. So that part was really cute. But overall, it was such a good story. And then there is another side story with Corbin and his dad. It's going to pull at your heartstrings, but I think that is a good thing. Overall, there was just a lot of lessons learned. And I loved how the author brought everything together full circle. I also loved the location of this book. So this was set in the Pacific Northwest in Washington, and I loved how everything was described, from the estate at Bradford Wood, the property, the quaint little historic downtown, those kind of details I love. Some of these situations are more mature, so I do want to mention that, but overall this was such a good read. Some parts did get a little intense, but then other parts were more, you know, funny and everything. Corbin, you know, he's kind of like the life of the party. Everyone wants to be around Corbin. And even though she's more like graceful, she's witty and sarcastic like he is. And so they bounce off each other so well. I'm really excited now to go ahead and continue with book 3, Britt, the youngest sister. So basically how it left off in book 2 was that she has a boyfriend, but her best friend, Xander, who she, you know, loves as a friend, he's going overseas for like a year, and when he leaves, she's standing there like, what just happened? And like, she really feels it, you know? And so I think this is going to turn out where she discovers her feelings. There it is. There is a quick little book review, and I cannot wait to read the whole series. That's what I have for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're ever out at a bookstore and you see Falling for You by Becky Wade, I highly suggest you pick it up or go to your local library. You will not be disappointed. Alright, well, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, of course, I would love to have you subscribe. And until next time, take care. Bye, guys.